Hello, it is Mac here, and today I'm going to be talking about story mode DLCs in GTA 5, and will new content be added to the story mode of GTA 5 in the near future. So, this has been something that a lot of people have been talking about, and, story mode DLCs are something that I think a lot of people are looking forward to in GTA 5. Now, I want to be talking about that, and I also want to talk about the state of online DLCs as well. So, in GTA Online, we have not gotten a story mode DLC. The only actual content added to story mode we've really gotten was the new content, like the railgun, which came with the next gen release, and that didn't make its way into online, and the Duco Def didn't make its way into online, and the Monkey List and the car libraries, those didn't make it into online unless you mod and stuff, and you glitched it into online. But it's not supposed to be in online. The way that Rockstar makes their money from GTA Online is through shark cards. That's pretty much the only way that they make their money, at least from GTA Online. And so if you buy the game, you buy it for $60, or however much you bought it for. That's the only money they'll get from you unless you buy shark cards. That's how they make money, and that's how they make enough money, or I bet they make enough money from them to keep releasing new free DLCs in GTA Online. And they've released quite a few free DLCs. There's kind of small DLCs. Here's a few new cars. Here's a few new weapons. Here's some more clothes, and here's some other stuff that's in that DLC. I would say, honestly, the Heist DLC was probably the biggest of those, and that was free. Although we had to wait all this time to actually get the Heist DLC. Some of the DLCs may have been a bit worse than others. Some of the DLCs I didn't really like would have probably been maybe the Flight School. That didn't seem to have too much content to it. Although, the Flight School itself wasn't that bad. I actually kind of liked the Flight School because of the event playlist. That was fun. The event playlist in the Flight School was pretty fun. And also, I guess maybe you could say the LTS update wasn't huge. It was kind of a disappointment. Although those two DLCs weren't really announced before they came out. Like the Flight School was announced like a day before it came out, and the LTS update was never announced. One, you're not really getting disappointed with it. Also, you're not getting disappointed because you didn't pay any money for it, unless of course you bought a shark card. But the thing with the shark cards is you could spend that money on anything else. So it's not like you have to spend your money from that shark card on the new content in that pack. But in single player, if you never went into online, the Rockstar is not making any money off of you, except the purchase of the game. So if you bought the game for $60 and all you play is single player, they're only going to get $60 from you. They're never going to get any more money from you unless, I guess, maybe if you buy merchandise and stuff, but that's not really in-game stuff there. So, for Rockstar, they're not making any money off of the single-player guys. Now, I don't know how many people play single-player and don't go into online. I'm sure there's quite a few. So that's the only way that they would make money, pretty much. Because, sure, you could say, well, they could put shark cards into single player to also monetize single player. They'd have to really up how much money they're going to give you from the shark card for only like $1 or $2. Because in single player, the way that's structured is after the end of the game, and this may have a slight spoiler, but not really. After you beat the final heist, you're going to get millions and millions of dollars. Like, you can get, 10, 20, $30 million from that heist. And you can get, $10, $15 million from that heist. I guess even more. I don't know the max money that you can get from the final heist. And another thing is that single player hasn't really had new content in a while. Sure, you have new cars in single player. Sure, you have new weapons in single player. But that really isn't much. And it doesn't really have that kind of that grind in a way. Because in single player, after you beat it, you're pretty much good. You have almost max money, unless you purchase tons of Z-types and stuff. Then you'll probably be broke. But if you did that final heist, you're pretty much set with all of your money. So unless they took away the money and rebalanced the whole single player and then added shark cards, I doubt that would happen. Or I doubt that they would actually do that. And even if you look at the heist update, none of that DLC actually came out for single player. None of it. I don't think anything in the Heist DLC actually went into single player. Like, you can see, the new vehicles didn't go into single player, the flare gun didn't go into single player, the clothing never goes into single player, pretty much. I think why that was is because they want to make money in online. Also, I guess it was called the Online Heist update. Who knows if this is actually the way that they're going to go. Are they going to stop adding new content to single player? Who knows? Because, for me, I would really like to go into single player and test out the new vehicles and stuff before I actually buy them in online. Also, I guess that they didn't add them to single player because most of the vehicles you had to go into online and do the heist for, which I didn't really like that feature, to be honest. I really didn't like that feature where you have to do the heist. Like, sure, it rewards people that did the heist, but it just, I don't know. For me, what it does is it leaves that first impression to be a little worse. Maybe this is just me, but whenever I go into online, after a new DLC, like I'm checking the websites to see all the new vehicles, and whenever the heist update came out, there wasn't much new vehicles. Like there's pretty much none except for like the Guardian, the Enduro, and that was pretty much it, really. So it wasn't really that you don't get that first impression of, oh, all these vehicles have been added because you have to do the heist for them. And I would say, honestly, if somebody didn't know that you had to do the heist for them, they were like, oh, well, this DLC sucks. All we got was the flare gun and the Guardian and the Enduro. And, because they didn't actually do any heist. Even if Rockstar added a new story mode content to the single player in GTA Online, I don't know how many people would actually play it. Because for me, and this may just be me, but in single player, I played it once, and I've I'm halfway through it on next gen. I played it once on last gen. It was okay. I didn't really spend too much time into it. I didn't really listen to the story much. But whenever it came to next gen, I just did it so I could get the stun gun and the rail gun just for GTA 5 Gun Guide. I didn't really spend much time in the single player, except I sometimes would get like a car or something and customize it to see how it drives and what it looks like. So, I didn't do the monkey mosaics. I didn't do the other stuff like I didn't get the Duco Daft. And for me, I spend most of my time in GTA in online. That's what I usually spend my time in. But if they added a new story mode content, would that not transfer to online? Because, if it was paid, which I'm assuming that it would be paid unless they added shark cards, then it could be a free DLC. And if they added new story mode content with new story mode missions, new cars, new weapons, stuff like that, would people actually buy it for, let's say $15, $20? And, would people actually buy it? I don't know. And that's something that, that would they'd have to take a gamble on. Because I think most GTA Online players have been again, accustomed to not having to pay for DLCs unless they buy shark cards, and I don't know how they would react to having to buy a story mode DLC. So let me know in the comments your thoughts, and would you actually like a story mode DLC, or do you think that the story mode people haven't really been getting much content lately? Because I have heard that quite a bit. And do you think that online is where they're gonna keep going with their content that they're gonna add? Let me know in the comments. Hope you all enjoy your feedback, as always. Appreciate it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.